Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Through installment of Scott Selections here for Friday, December 8th. For again today's play of the day. Quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a loss with a two-pick bankroll builder parlay. Had Giannis over 29.5 points parlayed with the Patriots and Steelers game under 37.5, and that paid at a minus 110 on DraftKings. Unfortunately for us, the Patriots and Steelers game kind of went crazy early as Zappe had 3 touchdowns in the first half, and the game kind of flew over based on pace, but only landed 39. So unfortunately for us, the game did go over. Giannis did his part, though. He had 30 points in the first 3 quarters. Either way, they'll pick up a loss, look for a winner here on Friday. And for today's play of the day, going back to the NBA, look at a matchup between the Kings and the Suns, taking place at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, I'm going to take the road team here. Going to take the Kings on the money line at minus 120 on Bet Rivers. Time recording of 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take the Kings on the money line in this spot. First reason, Sacramento's been pretty good against Phoenix recently, as the Kings have won each of the last 2 meetings by at least 8 points. And you're looking at Phoenix's overall lineup, they're going to be a bit shorthanded for this game because they already announced that Durant is not going to play. For reference, by the way, Durant is averaging 31 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, and 5.7 assists per game. He's been insane this season, and he's not going to play, so that is definitely going to be a massive absence, at least felt, by the Suns in this game. And they're also going to be without Grayson Allen. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Grayson Allen because he was a dirty player at Duke, and people might remember him for dribbling the clock out against the Heat in that playoff series last year. But overall, he's been very good with his numbers this season. Grayson's averaging 12.3 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and he's shooting an insane 46.8% from three. So he's been a great role player for this team, simply put, and he's also not going to play. So Phoenix is going to have to reinvent the starting lineup a little bit. The bench might be compromised as well, and Sacramento is going to be basically at full strength in this game, which makes me believe that the Kings just have too much firepower for the Suns to handle with offensively. Now, to go through the Kings on the road, I had to exclude some games against the Pelicans because for whatever reason, the Kings get owned by the Pelicans all season long. I think they're 0-3 against New Orleans this season. But if you exclude those games, the Kings have won each of their last 4 road games, including a road win against the Lakers, a road win against the Timberwolves. They're a pretty good road team overall. And you're looking at the spot for the Kings, it's a pretty good spot. Now, both teams got eliminated in the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. The Suns had that heartbreaking loss to the Lakers where they got gifted a timeout, which they probably didn't deserve. But either way, the Suns ended up losing that game. As for the Kings, though, they opened up a big lead early at home against the Pelicans, like I said before. But they can't beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans came back and kind of won that game comfortably as they led by double digits for a decent portion of the second half. I think it's a good bounce back spot for the Kings. You're traveling against a team that you really don't like that much. There has been a little bit of bad blood recently between these teams, and Durant's not playing. Grayson Allen's not playing. It's a pretty good spot for the Kings to potentially beat up on a weak team, at least a physically compromised team, for this matchup. And with Mike Brown being a no-nonsense coach, I do think his team's going to be pretty amped to play a game on Friday night. But to go through some actual efficiency numbers here in the last 5 games, Sacramento ranks 8th in offensive rating, while Phoenix ranks 17th. And Durant did play in, I believe, 4 of those 5 games. So Phoenix, even with Durant, was technically slightly below average in terms of offensive rating over the last 5 games. Now Durant is out. I mentioned before, Grayson Allen's floor spacing is important with his three-point shooting. And with both of them being out, I just have questions about them being able to keep up with the pace and the scoring efficiency of Sacramento in this game. Fox ended up with 30 points in that Pelicans game, but he was really not great. I think he had 6 turnovers in that game, 5 in about the first quarter and change. So I do think Fox is going to play better. I think Sabonis will have a pretty good game, but I just think that the pace and the overall scoring depth with Monk off the bench as well is going to be a bit too much for the Suns to handle in the spot. So I am going to go with the Kings to get the job done at a relatively cheap price. Play that once again here for Friday, December 8th is going to be on the Kings money line at minus 120 on Bet Rivers. Bye, everyone.